Today, we are diving into what might just be the single most important meeting of the entire school year, the parent orientation. You know, if you get this right, you're setting yourself up for an amazing year. But if you get it wrong, well, you could be feeling the effects for months to come.
So, let me ask you a question. Before a single student walks into a classroom, before the first bell rings, what's the real first step to a great school year? It's something that every school leader has to nail right from the get-go.
And here it is. It's all about building trust with your parents from day one. That very first meeting, that orientation, it sets the tone for everything. It's your one big chance to start that crucial relationship off on the right foot.
So before we get into the nitty-gritty of how to run a great orientation, we've got to understand the why. What makes this one single meeting so incredibly important for the whole school community? Honestly, think of a great orientation like preventative medicine for your school. It creates this powerful first impression that you're organized, you're professional, you've got it together. And by setting expectations clearly from the start, you're not just giving out information, you're heading off future problems and complaints. You're building that foundation for a real long-term partnership.
All right, so we get it. It's crucial. Now let's get practical and talk about the planning. Nailing these logistics is absolutely key to making sure your session is smooth and effective.
First up, timing. It's everything, right? Your main orientation, for sure, has to happen before the school year kicks off. But don't just think of it as a one-and-done thing. You should have mini orientations ready for new families at admission and for anyone who joins mid-year. That way, no one ever feels like they're playing catch-up. And where you meet, that sends a huge message. You've got to pick a spot that's clean, comfortable, and has all the tech you need. The room itself should shout, "Professionalism and we care," before you've even said a single word.
So who's running the show? This is so important. Parents need to see a united front. Having the principal, the academic coordinator, the admin head, and even some key teachers there sends a powerful message. It says, hey, we're all in this together and we're all here for you and your child.
Okay, now we're getting to the heart of it, the agenda. This is the must-have info that parents need to walk away with to feel confident and ready for the year.
We're going to break down a really comprehensive 9-point agenda. Think of this as your roadmap, your checklist, to make sure you cover every single base and leave no room for confusion.
First things first, you have to start strong. A warm welcome is a given, of course. But then jump right into your school's identity. Share your mission, your vision, your core values. This is your chance to really tell them what makes your school special. What's your secret sauce?
Next, let's talk academics, but in simple terms. Explain the what, your curriculum, and the how, your teaching style. Are you all about activity-based learning, project-based? Parents really need to get your educational philosophy to feel like they're part of the team.
Okay, this section is huge. This is the stuff that gives parents peace of mind. Be super clear about school timings, pickup rules, and your policies on attendance and discipline. And most importantly, go into detail, and I mean real detail, about your safety protocols. This is where you build a massive amount of trust.
This is such a critical point. Communication is a two-way street, and you need to frame it that way. Lay out your responsibilities, how to contact you, how to use the school app, but also clearly and respectfully lay out your expectations for parents, like the importance of respectful communication. Setting these boundaries early prevents so many headaches down the road. And finally, let's tie up a few other loose ends with total transparency. Introduce the teachers, put a face to a name, be crystal clear about transportation rules, and lay out the fee policy and payment schedule in detail. The goal here is simple: zero surprises later on. And please, please do not treat the Q&A as an afterthought. It is a massive trust-building tool. Setting aside a dedicated 10 or 15 minutes shows parents that you're open, you're transparent, and you actually value what they have to say.
All right, so you have your plan, you've got your killer agenda. Now, how do you actually execute it in a way that makes it not just informative, but genuinely memorable and impactful?
Here are 5 super actionable tips. 1. Keep your slides simple and visual. 2. Give them a printed handbook so they can listen instead of just taking notes. 3. Make sure your teachers are around, smiling and approachable. 4. Use real stories. Bring your school's culture to life. And 5. Above all else, keep the energy warm and positive. You know, this point is so important, I'm going to say it again. Keep the session warm, positive, and stress-free. That should be your mantra. You have to remember, parents might be coming in with some anxiety. Your job is to replace that anxiety with confidence and excitement. And look, the work isn't done when the last parent walks out. An effective follow-up is how you seal the deal.
Send out the presentation, a quick thank you message, and most importantly, ask for feedback. It shows that you're an organization that listens and cares.
So, if you take one thing away from this, let it be this. A strong parent orientation is not just another box to check. It is the actual foundation you're building for the entire school year. It creates a partnership that benefits everyone, students, parents, and your staff.
So I'll leave you with one final question to think about. When parents are walking to their cars after that meeting, what is the one thing you want them to be saying about your school? Because the answer to that question starts right here, with the care and thought you put into your orientation.